Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. Hope you're all well. Thanks for tuning in. It's Friday the 22nd of May 2026. I'm going to do a general collective tarot read for you guys, see what you've got going on. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. What messages do we have for Sagittarius? Spirit guides. Messages for Sagittarius. Okay, you have the Hierophant in the upright, the Hanged Man in the upright, Page of Cups in the upright, and the Ace of Swords in the upright. There could be a connection here, a commitment, perhaps a marriage. That there's possibly some sort of new beginning in, or right, let's have a look. There's something here about a new perspective, a new beginning, a new way of doing things, a new breakthrough, new ideas, mental clarity, truth, clarity, new ideas, breakthroughs, and a commitment or some sort of guidance, commitment, new feelings or reconciliation, a letting go energy, a fresh energy, a dreamy sort of romantic energy, possibly an apology, a new opportunity in love, or an apology in love, or some sort of new starting over kind of energy. So let's see what these could be about for you, Saggy. Why is the Hierophant here for Sagittarius? The Star. More hopeful energy. Hope, faith, balance, renewal. Feeling guided, feeling inspired. Feeling good. Very nice positive start. Feeling positive, hopeful, renewed, inspired, romantic, dreamy. Why is the Hanged Man here for Sagittarius? The Wheel of Fortune. Change, destiny, opportunity, a fated connection or a fated change, something that's part of destiny, of fate, something that feels like it was meant to be, a turning point, a good turning point, a good change. Why is the Page of Cups here for Sagittarius? The Devil in reverse. Freedom. Freedom from that which holds you back. Release, recovery, getting out of some heavy, toxic or unhealthy energy there. Not holding back, being free from the chains of the devil. Able to move forward once again to new beginnings. Or into fresh energy for a new beginning in possibly an existing connection. There's been a pause somewhere, possibly, but that's changed, or that's about to change, or things are starting to get moving again. Why is the Ace of Swords here for Sagittarius? Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so there's been some sort of confusion, perhaps in the past, or dishonesty. Or a lack of truth, a lack of clarity. But that truth is now being told. That clarity is now becoming clear. A way forwards. Or possibly an ending. An ending of something that brings a new beginning. Why is the star here for Sagittarius? The Empress in reverse. Perhaps some hope and healing after a period of, well, delay or anxiety or worry, indecisiveness. Something that was delayed can possibly now go forwards. I'm getting here that someone is possibly having some issues with conceiving. Possibly, you know, problems with pregnancy or conceiving a child. Perhaps there's been a positive turn and now you're in better health or a better standing in order to go forward and try again. Good luck to you if that is the case. Relax and trust in divine timing. What's for you will not pass you. So there's been some stuck, stagnant energy, but that seems to be clearing, or there's hope that that's clearing in order to go forward. Wheel of Fortune, why is it here for Sagittarius? That would be white. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Again, an energy of putting in time and effort to something, or something that's not progressing. Or not, something here is not progressing for time and effort that's been applied to it. For some of you, that could be to do with work and finances, or your job, or career. There's been a lack of motivation to move forward, or there's been some sort of heavy energy that's held someone back from moving forward in some way. Or there's some sort of dishonesty or deceit or lack of clarity in order to move forward. Why is the Devil here in reverse energy for Sagittarius? Justice in reverse. Again, unfairness, a lack of accountability, dishonesty, something that was unfair, heavy, toxic, deceitful perhaps. Getting here as well, there's possibly something to do with a marriage here, a commitment that was, I pulled that up early on in the reading. There's something here about taking accountability, being honest about something. Or some sort of unfairness or unhealthy, heavy, toxic energy that stopped something from going forward, or that's ended something. Someone, okay, so there could be an apology on the horizon because someone's been unfair or untrustworthy or dishonest. They're lacking accountability. They've not been truthful. They've not owned up to something they needed to, or not been apologizing for something they needed to. And it seems that possibly someone's now getting out of that unhealthy energy, starting to be truthful, to be clear. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Why is it here for Sagittarius? The Hanged Man in reverse. Yeah, there's that resistance. There's that stuck energy. That delayed, stubborn, not willing to be accountable, or not willing to see someone else's perspective on a matter. Or someone's fearful of sacrifice. Someone's fearful, perhaps there was a truth that needed to be spoken that someone was fearful of speaking because they would sacrifice something, or something would come to an end if they did. I'm getting here that someone needs to make an apology, but they're not ready to make it, or they haven't been ready to make it because they don't want to take responsibility or accountability for some sort of actions that they have made. Or perhaps they're coming forward with it now. Why is the Empress here in reverse energy for Sagittarius? The Star again. More hopeful energy. Is there hope that something's going to change here, or something's changed and it's bringing new hope, healing, possibility, calm, peace, balance? Has peace been restored? Or there's hope that someone will change, something will change. Or a wish has been granted, something that someone was hoping for, wishing for a star upon, has been granted. 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Why is it here for Sagittarius? Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah. So there's that kind of wishy-washy energy. Someone's not being entirely forthcoming, straightforward with their emotions, with their feelings. Possibly there's been some deceit and manipulation here. Someone's been playing mind games, emotion games. Or someone's repressing some feelings, keeping their feelings to themselves, holding back. Someone possibly keeps themselves stuck because they're resistant and stubborn and somewhat emotionally avoidant, perhaps. Or they have some wounds to heal. There is some karmic energy here. Someone here is in need of learning a lesson, taking responsibility and accountability. Someone needs to stop doing something because they keep themselves stuck in the same old sort of situation. Why is Justice here in reverse energy for Sagittarius? The Chariot. Fast forward motion. Someone's determined to take action. Or someone is sort of rushing towards you to take action or to make an apology, or just rushing towards your general direction. Someone's very determined to make a change. Why is the Hanged Man here twice for Sagittarius? What's the important message in the Hanged Man, Spirit Guides for Sagittarius, please? The Hermit. A lot of major arcanas here, Saggy. There's something here that you're dealing with, or you're dealing with someone that's dealing with it, and it's someone's looking inward. There's this inner guidance, inner intuition. Someone's trying to follow their intuition, or really doing some soul searching within. Or someone's kind of shutting themselves off here, or shutting themselves away. I'm getting, for some, a runner-chaser dynamic. They rush forward and then they sort of cut themselves off again, distance themselves from you again. There's some sort of enlightenment that someone needs to come to, or they are about to come to. Someone possibly is getting some sort of inner spiritual guidance, but are they taking that guidance, or are they just shutting it out? Why is the Star here twice for Sagittarius? What's the important message about the Star for Sagittarius? Strength in reverse. Someone's going too fast, or someone's being too controlling over an outcome of something. Someone's dependent on some sort of outcome. They're really hopeful, they're really wishing, they're really sort of, but they're also needing to get control of their emotions or their actions. Why is the Page of Cups here twice for Sagittarius? What's the important message about the Page of Cups for Sagittarius? Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, there's someone here that's very up and down in their emotions, very playing games, playing mind games, playing heart games. Someone's kind of hot and cold, on and off, coming towards you, then running away. Tiring by the looks of it, whoever this is. If this is someone that I was dealing with and there was this much back and forth, I'd tell them to stay back. Don't bother coming forward again. Stay where you are. Ain't no one got time for that. Right. King of Pentacles in reverse just flew out. So someone is self-absorbed, indulgent, selfish, wants what they want when they want it. When they don't want it, then they don't, you know, they don't want it. You don't see them. They sort of get what they want and when they want it, and then they shut themselves off for the rest of the time. Someone's very hell-bent on getting their way. Very me, me, me. It's all about me, what I want, when I want it. When I want your attention, you'll know it. When I don't want your attention, you'll know that too. The Chariot. Why is it here for Sagittarius? The Devil. There you go. Now he's in the upright. There's that heavy, unhealthy... Someone's tempted. They can't help but be tempted. They can't help but be stuck in this loop. They keep being tempted by unhealthiness. A toxic dynamic, a runner chaser, keep getting pulled in. They keep trying to free themselves from it, but then they keep going back. They keep walking away from the devil, but they keep turning back round and making eye contact with the devil, and then they find themselves walking right back towards the devil. There's a heavy, very heavy toxic hold on someone here. And it's really creating holy havoc within themselves. Why is the Hermit here for Sagittarius? 10 of Cups just flew out. Someone's happiness. 7 of Wands. Defensive, defending. But someone is defensive. Why is that 10 of Cups here then? Does someone think that this makes them happy, or someone thinks that eventually this is going to turn into a happiness? I'm also getting here that someone's possibly married and connected to someone else. Could involve marriage, family, something like that. Not for all of you. Not for all of you. Not for everyone. Why is the 10 of Cups here? The Emperor. Page of Cups again. Could be dealing with someone that's somewhat older than you, or you're older than them, they're older than you, or younger than you, younger than them, however it comes. But there is possibly children and family involved here, someone that's already committed. King of Pentacles in reverse. Why is he here? Temperance in reverse. King of Wands in reverse. There he is. There's the King of Pentacles in reverse, Temperance in reverse, King of Wands in reverse. What was I saying about that selfish sort of energy that I was getting? Someone, oh, God damn. King of Wands in the upright. 7 of Pentacles in the upright. Queen of Cups again in reverse. The World in the upright. Ace of Cups in reverse. Well, if this ain't a karmic reading, I don't know what is, Sagittarius. Who's got to learn a lesson and walk away? Who keeps going back to the thing that they know they need to walk away from? Well, we all do it from time to time. We're only human. But it's going to keep being the same unless you make the change. Do I need to put these into their suits? Yeah, I will. Give me a moment. I think that some of you have come to an awakening. There is one sword card here, and that is the Ace of Swords. There's your offer. Here's a sword of truth, clarity, a moment of breakthrough for the clouds to shift and for everything to be seen for exactly how it is. Here it is. There's the sword. Here's the truth. Are you going to see it for what it is, or are you going to keep turning your back on it and pretending that you don't see the truth? Saggy, you see the truth. You see it. You've seen it well before now. You have been involved in a very toxic, unhealthy dynamic, and you know you have. You've gone back to it, you've walked away from it, you've gone back to it, you've walked away from it. There's someone here, very charming, very romantic, says everything that you want them to say, everything that they want you to hear. And then they turn back again. And then they go inside themselves and they distance themselves, cut you off, or become emotionally wishy-washy. Yeah, I said that, but I'm not sure. And yeah, yeah, maybe. And all that kind of illusionary fantasy bullshit kind of energy. And I think you've got to the point of thinking, yeah, as much as I am quite consumed by this person, I'm very tempted by this person. You saw this person, or you still see this person, I hope not, but you saw this person as your divine counterpart. You were very tempted, desired this person, wanted this person, thought this person was your one, your soulmate, your 10 of cups, the person you was going to be with. But you realise that this person is, well, full of shit, selfish, very self-absorbed, plays mind games, is dishonest, manipulative, unpredictable, inconsistent, uncommitted, possibly already committed to someone else, possibly married. It's the end of a chapter. You know it is. It's unfair, it's unbalanced, it's unhealthy, it leaves you up in your head, it leaves you upset, it leaves you consumed in the most unhealthiest of ways. You see the truth, you've seen it for a while, and there is no more to be learnt here. This is a karmic lesson. This is for you to make the change. It is going to keep hurting, it's going to keep hurting, keep confusing you, keep leaving you stuck, unable to move forward until you learn the lesson. Are you doing that now? Because all I see is one sword card, and that is the truth. That is the clarity. So, are you about to close the book on this, walk away and find something much more healthy, balanced, mutual, and sensible for yourself? That, Sagittarius, is up to you. Good luck, best wishes, lots of love. Until next time, bye-bye.